Hello everyone! Welcome to another live episode ng ating low carb and fasting na community. And today pag-uusapan natin kung sino-sino ba ang makakabenepisyo sa low carb. While para makakasave tayo ng time, gagawin natin yan habang magugupit tayo kay Maming. So, gugupitan natin si Maming. Isa yan sa ating mga hidden talent na tinuro din ni Maming sa akin. So, siya yung nagugupit sa akin growing up at ginugupitin ka rin siya kapag kailangan like now, para bukas, at wala na kaming time mag-parlor. Habang magkwentuhan tayo kung sino-sino ang makakabenepisyo about low carb. So, hingi tayo ng suklay kay Tita March. Okay, hingi tayo ng suklay. Pero, first, sino-sino nga ba makakabenepisyo sa low carb? Sino feeling mo, Ming? Ang makakabenepisyo?
Lahat naman.
Lahat. Very good talaga si Maming. All of the above na agad. Kahit wala pa tayong na-mention na kahit isa, alam niyang all of the above. Lahat ay makaka-benefit sa low carb. Pero isa-isahin natin kasi minsan hindi na-appreciate ng tao if ever lahat na agad. It's so vague, it's so vast na yung applicability hindi makikita unless you really specify. So low carb would be lowering the carbohydrate intake ng bawat isa. And by that, yung isa sa mga pinaka number one talaga na makaka-benefit would actually be those people na takot mag-low carb, which are diabetics. 'Di ba? Sa lahat ng tao na alam natin, sila yung natatakot mag-low blood sugar. Sila yung natatakot na mawala ng kanin. Sila yung natatakot na magka-hypoglycemia. When in fact, yung pinaka-problema nila ay yung kanilang mataas na blood sugar. But when you actually cut down the source of external na sugar intake, which is coming from food, so that would be rice, pasta, bread, and of course, yung mga matatamis talaga, sweets, desserts, you will actually remove yung pinaka-source na kung bakit nagkakaroon ng sugar intolerance. And sila yung isa sa pinaka-number one na makaka-benefit talaga when it comes to low carb. Kaya nga lang, kailangan gawin nila ito ng tama. And of course, dapat sa mga merong iniinom na gamot, make sure na they know how to monitor it, alam nila kung kailan ito bawasan. And of course, kung kaya na gawin ito with the guidance of your low carb doctor or your own endocrinologist. And that's something that we discussed no sa ating masterclass kung paano talaga i-improve yung inyong blood sugar na hindi kayo magkakaroon ng dangers or yung mga risk na nakikita natin sa ibang naglo-low carb na hindi tama. So, diabetics are actually the first one na makaka-benefit sa low carb. Diabetics, including pre-diabetic. So, yung mga merong family history, merong impaired fasting blood sugar. Kasi, for example, ang diabetes is diagnosed if your fasting blood sugar is already 126 and above. Pero yung normal, dapat 70 to 100 lang. So if your fasting blood sugar, which is 101 to 126, for example, or 125, that's considered impaired fasting blood sugar. So in layman's term, yun yung sinasabi nating borderline or pre-diabetes. So, sila rin yung makaka-benefit niyan. So, yan. So, Maming. Sige, talikod na si Maming kasi gugupitan na natin si Maming. And of course, you can share this in your timeline and your Facebook groups at sa inyong mga families. Yan. Ito yung ating excess lang, Ming, no? This one. So, yan. Kung meron kayong mga tanong, we will also try to answer that. Hello, Junski, Jejo D, Arnold, Arlene, Irene, Journey, Azinit, Lilibeth, no? And Kimmy's Wellness Hub, and Grace Aguila. Hello, Demarby. So, ang isa pa sa makaka-benefit, actually, yung diabetes is just one of the many. Under sila sa tinatawag nating metabolic na mga illness. So, yung mga problems with metabolism and also lifestyle diseases. Okay? Yung ating gunting na ginagamit din natin sa paggunting ng ating mga karne, ng ating mga meat, and kung ano-ano pa ay ngayon ay ginagunting natin, ginugupit natin sa iyong hair. So, other lifestyle diseases. Usually, when you talk about diabetes, hindi yan isolated. Most people are actually diagnosed with diabetes together with hypertension. So, parang minsan nga, kino-consider na sila as combo. Na usually, kung meron kang maintenance sa diabetes, halos meron na rin maintenance sa hypertension. Although, hindi lahat. And those others are very proud na ako okay lang yung sugar ko. But yung kanilang blood pressure would actually be very high. So those are actually still a manifestation of inflammation. Ang ating katawan nagre-react iba-iba when it comes to inflammation. May iba, diabetes, impaired blood sugar, pero yung BP nila ay normal lang. Meron namang iba, normal lang yung BP, pero yung sugar nila mataas. So, iba-iba, but it doesn't mean na merong immune sa effect ng too much sugar. So far, sa nakikita natin, walang immune sa effect ng too much sugar intake. So, those who are hypertensive, kahit pa wala silang problema sa blood sugar, can actually improve once they do low carb. Because when they do low carb, it's what we call as anti-inflammatory diet. So, when you remove the inflammatory ingredients sa pagkain natin, which would be number one, sugar, and then the insulin spike na dulot nito, makikita na your blood pressure will actually improve. Marami na. At I think kung sino man sa inyo dyan yung naka-experience niyan, you can comment it and share your experience kasi maraming iba na for the longest time na hypertensive sila for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Umiiwas na sila sa karne, umiiwas na sila sa baboy, umiiwas na sila sa lechon. Pero mataas pa rin yung kanilang blood pressure. Pero now that they are into low carb, nag-e-enjoy na sila ng steak, nag-e-enjoy na sila ng lechon. Yung iba natatakot kapag merong gathering kasi yung kanilang plate, puro meat. Yet, ngayon pa sila naka-experience ng normal blood pressure. So, hypertension is also one of the benefits, one of those people who can benefit. Kung meron kayong hypertension, makaka-benefit kayo with low-carb nutrition. And kung takot pa kayo kumain ng very fatty meal, then hindi rin kayo pwepwersahin. What's good about low-carb is hindi siya kailangan very high fat necessarily. Especially for those na meron pang mga fats to lose. If you still have fats to lose, then you can just do low carb, high protein, at yung fats niyo moderate lang. And you can even do partly lower calorie kind of low carb para mas mabigyan ng pagkakataon na matunaw yung mga excess fats na build up natin sa ating katawan. Okay? Kasi kung hindi, although you'll be burning fats the moment you do low carb, pero most of those fats ay galing sa pagkain mo and not from your fat stores. And the fats in our body, yung tinatawag nating adipose tissue, when in excess, sila actually ang nagpo-produce din ng inflammatory na mga chemicals sa ating katawan. So they are producing inflammation in itself. So, kailangan pababain talaga yung ating fat count when it comes to our overall na composition, body composition. Mas maganda na kahit pa mabigat, pero if it's more on muscle, if it's more on protein, pwede na i-maximize yon because or else, if marami pa rin yung fats natin sa ating katawan, the inflammation might not go down. So, si Maming, kapag pinapakialaman yung hair niya, para na siyang matutulog. So, yan. Para na siya, baka makatulog na siya in a while. So, yan. I-ano lang natin. Ito-trim lang natin ng konti. Yan. And may nagtanong, how about for babies? When to start low carb, doc? So, I always refer back to evolution. Noong unang panahon, wala tayong choice kung anong pagkain nandyan. So actually, there are many times in evolution na yung mga bata pinanganak sa panahon na walang ani, na hindi fruit-bearing season, na in times of famine. So actually, yung mga bata are very flexible, that they're even more metabolically flexible than adults. They can just switch from glucose to ketones as a source of energy. So there's no saying na kapag bata ay bawal mag low carb. It's just that nakasanayan lang natin na yung mga bata binibigyan ng sweets, binibigyan ng treats, but there's no nutritional benefit ang pagbibigay ng sugary, high-carb foods sa mga bata. If you will look at the children growing up, at yung kahit yung ngayon, no, yung mga height ng iba't ibang races, Filipinos and Asians, 'di ba, mas maliit tayo compared to other races. But it's because yung pagkain natin, ano bang pinapakain ng common sa Pinoy? Suam. Ano yun? Rice porridge, lugaw, yung mga mash na mga gulay, mashed potato, and then rice, tinapay, yung mga biskwit na halos lahat yun yung baon. And all those are devoid of proteins. And for kids, mas importante, instead of asking kung kailan pwedeng mag-low carb yung mga bata, kahit pa hindi mo pa sabihin low carb talaga, but focus more on providing the right amount of proteins. And you can see na mas maganda yung kanilang growth. You can maximize their height. Okay? Kasi yung height, hindi lang siya basta genetics lang. Malaki rin yung part talaga ng nutrition and the building blocks of growth ng bones natin, hindi lang yan puro calcium, yung ating hair, yung ating pag-grow ng ating mga cartilage, yung muscles natin are actually proteins talaga, yung pinaka-building block. Tapos, may nagsabi, safe po ba magpapagupit habang nagpapacheck up? Huwag kayong magpagupit at magpa-check up. Si Maming, dahil mahal niya ako, these are the risks na willing niyang gawin para sa akin. At saka alam niyang mahilig akong mag-multitasking. So, kesa naman gupitan lang kami dito at iba na naman yung kwentuhan, why not gawin natin all together kung kaya lang naman. Tapos mamaya, kung hindi pantay, pag-pray na lang natin. Meg, pag-pray na lang natin. Okay? So, babies, of course, can also benefit from low carb. In the upcoming International Low Carb Awareness Week, sino ngayong in charge natin? Meron tayong dalawang pediatrician na mag-lecture, si Dr. Ngo and Dr. Edie. Edie, hindi ba psychiatrist si Dr. Edie? Magdi-discuss siya sa teens. And ito, yung isa pa, meron tayong dalawang pediatrics na lecture on, tatlo ata. Kasi yung, si Dr. Presi will also discuss on teens, I think. Meron din yung mga athletes na pedia. And then, yung pagsa-start ng low carb on pediatric population. So, yun yung mga...
Si Dr. Kate Shanahan.
Kate Shanahan. Yeah, si Dr. Kate Shanahan. So, international speaker natin yun. And of course, we have our own, very own local na pediatrician, si Dr. Ngo, Dr. Pauline. Hello po, Doc. All the way pa yan from Bacolod, na yung husband niya ay classmate ni Maming nung high school? Nung high school. So, yan. The world is small. So, magdi-discuss sila on low carb for pediatrics, including young ones, including teens. So, yun yung mga isa sa mga ilulook forward natin in the upcoming International Low Carb Awareness Week. So, hello, merong dito. Marie Rojo. Akala ko si Tita Margie Rojo na. So, hello, Marie. And, sino pa bang makaka-benefit? Others na makaka-benefit would be those related to insulin resistance. So, merong metabolic syndrome, yung merong dyslipidemia, mataas na triglycerides, mababa na HDL, mababa na LDL or mataas na LDL, in the background na merong inflammation, yung mataas yung ESR, CRP, yung merong mga pananakit ng katawan, arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. Yung merong nag-comment noon sa picture namin ni Eileen na marami daw na-reverse sa kanya, including mental na problem. So, yung stress, anxiety, yes, it is usually brought about by life, but it is worsened with poor nutrition. So, good thing na we have a lot of evidence na lessening your sugar intake can actually improve your mood. Magiging mas stable siya. Hindi siya fluctuating. Kasi if you're always dependent on glucose, magiging fluctuating yung blood glucose mo, ganun din ang fluctuating ng mood mo. Kahit hindi ka bipolar, ay para ka nang magiging bipolar. And if you have that tendency na maging bipolar, all the more. So, do it for yourself and do it for your loved ones. Kasi lahat magsasuffer. So, help yourself. Bago mag-give up, make sure that you are doing everything you can, including yung pag-improve ng inyong lifestyle. Sige, may mirror ba tayo dyan? Ipakita natin kay Mami kung satisfied din siya sa ating haircut. Kaya nga lang, dahil pagod akong gumalaw, yung kliyente yung nag-a-adjust. Sige, move ka muna dito, Meng.
Next question is about pregnancy again.
Pregnancy. What about
Is
pregnancy?
it safe daw 2 months na siyang pregnant? So, magsistart na siya ng low carb. Okay ba daw yun?
Yeah, it's okay. At saka yung, nasa guidelines na ngayon ng UB na lowering of carbohydrates and sugar is actually beneficial, especially if you have tendency na magkaroon ng gestational diabetes or family history na merong diabetes. If not, you can try to monitor. Make sure na every morning you can check your fasting blood sugar, capillary blood sugar. Okay? So, dapat 100 or less lang yan. If it's more than that, you can actually benefit from lowering your sugar intake. So, what do you think, Tita March? Para bang totoo?
Wow!
Pwede na? Pwede na. Pero wala kang mirror. Baro ako mirror mo. Nasaan yung mirror mo? Sa printer. Sige.
Next question, Doki. So, okay lang ba na mas marami ang protein intake ng teenager kaysa sa carb?
Yes, okay na okay. So, but of course, sa low carb, nakita natin na hindi rin pwedeng puro proteins lang. So, there's actually no benefit if it's full proteins and zero fats. Dapat meron talagang amount of fats na substantial para you really go into ketosis, okay? Because otherwise, if it's pure protein, then you might not go into ketosis. Hindi naman ang proteins lahat ay nagiging glucose. Pero kasi yung proteins, amino acids, meron glucogenic, merong ketogenic. Merong part ng proteins na pwedeng ma-convert into ketones, meron ding certain amino acids na pwedeng pang glucose. Pero based on studies na ginawa nila, hindi maganda yung outcome if it's puro protein lang. So, a natural balance of protein and fats, just like kung ano yung nakikita natin sa meat. So, for example, pork chop or pork belly, hindi mo kailangan tanggalin talaga yung taba. So, kung ano yung natural part dyan, so, kainin siya as a whole. And especially for teens, they are very active. And of course, when they're young, wala namang problema sa kidney function. So, all of those can actually help na magkaroon ng better growth, especially growth spurt, especially ng mga lalaking active teens. So, how's your hair, Ming?
Parang nagpa-parlor na ako.
Wow! Sige, tatanggap na ako ng client soon.
Dok,
Sige.
pwede ba makabenefit ang mga overweight?
Overweight, yeah, that's a very good point, no? Means because we know no na low carb is not just for weight loss, pero actually isa sa bakit naging hit yung low carb is actually because of its effect on weight loss. So very 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 effective and it's sustainable also. At saka yung isa pa, hindi nakakababa ng metabolism yung low carb. Unlike low calorie, yes, papayat ka nga, pero mangangayayat ka. But with low carb, usually, yung pagpayat mo, hindi sag. Kung meron man sa inyo na namayat na nangayayat, ibig sabihin, kulang yung inyong kinakain. Just like maming din before. kasi walang nag-aalaga sa kanya doon sa Bacolod. So, kaya siya naging nangangayayat at payat na payat. Although sa akin, okay lang naman. But now, yan, malusog na ba si Maming? Akala ng iba kapag parati silang magkasama sa akin, papayat sila. Pero actually, magiging malusog kayo. Dahil, yan, yung mga malulusog dito, magiging malusog kayo. Kasi hindi kami kumukulang sa pagkain, especially proteins and good fats. Because low carb is not just for weight loss. Pero if ever you want to go on weight loss, it is a healthy kind of weight loss. Hindi yung babagsak yung timbang mo na mawawala yung muscle mo. It should be that what will lower is just your fats. Okay? Dapat ma-preserve yung muscle. So si Maming, parang gusto niyang matulog.
Ganda.
Ano pang question dyan?
Ano pag mataas ang uric acid? Pwede bang mag-low carb?
Yes, of course. Tingnan mo muna kung tumaas yung uric acid mo before ka pa nag-low carb. Ibig sabihin, try to look at your other food intake. Kasi yung high uric acid, hindi lang naman yan sa high proteins. Merong secondary pathway ang mataas na fructose intake. So, try to look at your fruit intake, yung mga sweeteners, yung mga syrup. Minsan kasi ngayon, kapag nag-order ka, for example, ng mga drinks outside, sinasabihan nila, wala itong sugar. Kasi yung ibig lang yung sugar, yung puting table sugar lang, na sugar cane sugar. Pero yung syrup, they don't count it as sugar when in fact, it's even worse. Mas malala pa siya kaysa sa sugar because it's fructose, high fructose corn syrup na very inflammatory, especially kapag hindi tayo nag-watch ng ating carb intake. So it's already carbs on carbs on carbs. Fructose can easily be converted into triglycerides sa ating atay, nakaka-lead into fatty liver, at meron siyang secondary pathway na nakakapagpataas ng uric acid. There are subset of people in population na naka-low carb, strict low carb ha, na somewhat yung kanilang uric acid ay tumataas. But usually, in my practice, nakikita ko kulang yung kanilang potassium intake. So, kailangan lang i-match yung kanilang protein intake with the right amount of potassium. So that kapag yung potassium at yung uric acid magkasama, mas madali siyang maka-cleanse or ma-eliminate ng ating kidneys. Kasi yung uric acid, by its name, it's acidic. So, kailangan siyang mag-couple with something basic para mas madali siyang ilabas ng ating kidneys or else magpa-pile up siya. But good thing though, na kahit pa tumataas yung mga may prone to elevation of uric acid, hindi na sila nag-act up just like before. Hindi sila nagkakaroon ng gouty attacks, walang pananakit ng katawan. Kahit mataas yung uric acid but without inflammation, we saw na it's not much of a problem. There's even a growing study na nakikita na uric acid is actually an antioxidant in itself. So, para siyang tumataas as part of protective mechanism ng ating katawan. So, as long as it's not present together with inflammation, then no other clinical symptoms. So, you can just monitor it. Ano lang, watchful waiting as what we call it. But of course, to make sure, you can consult your doctor about it. So, meron dito, okay lang po ba mag-low carb ang fatty liver? All the more. Sino ngayon nakausap natin last time? Yung mama ng pasyente ko. Meron akong pasyente na ni-rhino. Pero yung, sabi niya, yung pagka after 1 week, kasi usually after rhino, yung after 1 week, yun yung pinakamaga. Parang yung ilong mo ay mas malaki pa before ka inoperahan because of pamamaga. But this patient, sobrang ganda. Walang pamamaga kasi whole family lang nag-IF, nag-intermittent fasting. At yung parents niya are doing IF and low carb. She's a baker kasi. So, yung paglo-low carb niya casual lang because she's still young. But yung parents niya are strict low carber. Clean, safe list daw talaga. Oo. Minsan-minsan kapag nakakain lang sa labas, doon lang sila nakakain ng mga caution list. But generally, majority of the time, clean low carb. And isa nga sa sinabi ng mommy is yung husband niya, for the longest time, fatty liver, fatty liver, fatty liver. Kung ano-anong mga supplements para sa fatty liver, ang mamahal pa, di ba? Di ba? Ang mamahal nun, Mandro before, nung nagbabarko pa siya, binigyan din siya ng mga supplements at hindi ka pa aakyat pasasakayin ulit unless you will have those prescriptions with you kasi parang required. Pero yung sa husband niya, after low carb, parang ilang buwan lang, lo and behold, next ultrasound, okay na yung kanyang fatty liver. So, yan. So, sino pa ang makaka-benefit from low carb?
May mga hypothyroid daw.
Hypothyroid. So, eto yung question ko muna. I hope you can answer, ha? Since hindi kayo naka-low carb, ano yung usual yung kinakain? Kayo ba ay mahilig na mahilig sa gulay? Kasi that's from my practice, no? Before I went into low carb even, as an ENT surgeon, as a thyroid surgeon, before halos araw-araw or every other day ako nag-oopera ng thyroid goiter. Sobrang lalaki. Tapos, yung laki ng kanilang leeg ay mas malaki pa sa kanilang leeg mismo o sa kanilang katawan. Kasi ang papayat. Yung mga nanay, mga tita, mostly babae, meron din mga lalaki sa probinsya. And kung tatanungin mo kung anong usual nilang kinakain, sasabihin pa nila, proud na proud yan, hindi ako kumakain ng karne, Dok. Minsan-minsan lang, at most, nag-iisda lang kami. Ang parati namin kinakain gulay, at saka sandamakmak na rice. Okay? But try to look at your vegetable intake because as much as maraming vegetable are low carb, pero marami din silang antitoxins. And yung thyroid gland natin, sometimes it's very prone to those antitoxins. Kapag nasusobrahan, and of course, kapag kumakain ng gulay ang Pinoy, hindi lang naman gulay. Ang gulay ng Pinoy ay ulam na. 'Di ba? Yun yung sabi ko sa iyo when I visited one of the provinces before na one of my lectures. And then, of course, no, hindi pa ako nag-lecture noon. So, welcome dinner pa. Yung in-order, isang merong tinola na chicken. So, at least merong chicken. After nyan, chop suey. At sobrang dami ng rice. So, yung chop suey, yun na pala yung ulam na pala yun. So, gulay, parang mawawala yung sense ng low carb na vegetable kung ito ay ipagpapares mo lang sa nagkabundok na rice. So, yun. So, it's inflammation and then it's, marami pa sa mga greens na yan are what we call goitrogenic. So, nakaka-promote ng goitrogens, nakaka-promote ng goiter. And what's better is actually real food. So, meat, seafood. So, yun. If you can answer that, try to, because in my practice, mas marami ako nakikitang may thyroid problems na sobrang hilig sa sobrang hilig sa vegetables. So it's like nutrient imbalance. Imbalance ng nutrients.
How about
So,
yung oxalate?
yung mga oxalates, those are also one of those na mga anti-nutrients or yung mga chemicals na nakikita natin sa plants that are actually not very beneficial for humans. Nakaka-stuck sila sa ating mga joints or even to our kidneys, nakaka-create ng mga stones, kidney stones. So if you are prone to kidney stones, also try to look at your intake of green leafy vegetables, mga nuts and seeds, which are very high in oxalates. Also, cacao, coffee, ganon. So even those that are low carb pero mataas sa oxalates, and if you are a stone former, ay pwede siyang mag-contribute even more. So that's why yung isa sa pinaka-safest talaga would be carnivore, especially ruminant carnivore. So beef lang yung pinaka-accessible, no? Kambing, paminsan-minsan lang kapag may fiesta lang sa probinsya. And ano pa ba? Carabao meat. So here in the Philippines, marami namang Carabao meat. So others who can benefit from low carb would be those with tumors and cancers. So, ang isa sa maraming research on low carb and a subset of low carb, which is keto, yung very low carbohydrate, higher fats, and moderate proteins would be those with brain tumors. Yon, maraming findings that it helps shrink the tumor. Okay? But I'm not saying na if you are diagnosed with cancer or tumors, ay yun lang yung gagawin ninyo. Of course, if your oncologist will say na kailangan ng radiation or kailangan ng chemotherapy, you can do it. Kasi based on studies, it's a good nutritional supplement. It's a good dietary adjunct sa mag-undergo. Mas maganda yung result ng mga patients nag-undergo ng low carb and fasting and nag-undergo ng standard treatment would be radiation or chemotherapy. Their tolerance, yung pain levels nila, yung energy nila, kasi kung hindi pala, sobrang nangihina. That's why merong mga pasyente na, especially yung mga remission and then biglang biglang bumalik, ayaw na nilang magpa-chemo ulit because they were suffering a lot during their first chemotherapy sessions. But based on studies, it's one of those report I did way back residency na maganda yung partnership ng ketogenic diet. But of course, healthy ketogenic diet ha. Real fats, real natural fats, hindi yung mga fat bombs lang na ginagawa, yung mga keto goodies, hindi ganyan. So dapat real food talaga. So safest kind of ketogenic diet or low carb diet. So yon. So all others, breast man yan, yan like stomach, pwedeng mag low carb. So for this one, merong isa dito nag-total gastrectomy na. So maybe nag-jejunostomy ka na, meron ka ng diretso na daw sa small intestine, either jejunostomy or ileostomy. Depende kung saan nila inangat. So you can also do low carb with that one. Low carb, just follow the composition and then blend the rice feeding. Di ba blend the rice feeding naman yan? So blend the rice feeding but you no longer need to put a lot of potato kasi yung ganyan. I have one patient like that before bedridden na siya. Although eventually he passed away, pero na-prolong yung life niya beyond sa kung ano lang yung binigay ng kanyang doktor. And during that time, na naka-low carb yung binibigay naming blend the rice feeding sa kanya, you can see his face na hindi na siya in pain. So at least there's that elevation. But ano na rin kasi, I think 80, 85 years old na. But he passed away peacefully and longer than expected and without signs of discomfort. So yon. But in here, when it comes to low carb, kailangan lang baguhin yung macronutrients kasi yung nilalagay pala noon, kamote or patatas, rice, minsan nilalagyan pa ng sugar, mga ganun. Milk, yung mga milk na high carb na milk, hindi yung full cream. Basta sobrang hindi talaga. Tapos yung protein na nilalagay, konting-konti lang. So we increase the protein, di ba? Parang 2 matchbox, 2 matchbox, 3 matchbox lang for the whole day na yon. They divide into 6 feedings. And then that time, we also incorporated parang pinag-IF siya ng 12 hours. Kasi yung feeding pala nila ng ganon, every 3 hours. Every 3 hours feed na naman. But walang bowel rest. So, we started with just at least kapag 12 midnight na, hindi na kailangan pakainin pa ng 3 a.m. Okay? 6 a.m. And then monitor the blood sugar. As long as it's normal, as long as it's within 70 to 100, hindi kailangan ng ganon. So, pwede yung blend the rice feeding na low carb. Kailangan lang alamin yung composition. And then you can add healthier fats like MCT oil or virgin coconut oil or extra virgin olive oil. Those are very nutrient dense when it comes to calories on levels, and then at the same time, hindi ganon ka mabigat sa tiyan. Ano yung question mo, May?
May kaibigan ako, siya yung wala ng gallbladder.
Wala ng gallbladder.
Kaya iwas siya ng lahat na
Fats, oo.
How is it?
So ikaw, wala ka na rin gallbladder, di ba?
Wala na rin.
Umiiwas ka ba sa fats?
Never.
Siya pa yung inunang. Ganda ng hair ni Mommy, no? Wow! Sige, merong mahaba dito kante. Nakikita ko siya dyan. So, ang gallbladder, ang purpose niya, siya yung reservoir ng bile. So, yung bile, kapag kumakain tayo ng taba, nagsesecrete yan ng bile para mag-combine sila ng taba na kinakain natin for it to be absorbed sa ating katawan. Okay? Without the bile, it cannot be absorbed. But it doesn't mean na kung wala ka ng gallbladder, hindi na ma-absorb yung fats. Because Yung gallbladder, ano lang siya, para lang
Reservoir.
siyang reservoir lang. Ano lang, panigurado lang nandyan. But without the gallbladder, yung bile ay nanggagaling sa ating atay. So there will be direct secretion or
Bile.
merong direct supply ng bile galing sa atay papunta sa ating intestines, no? At sila ang magbabind kasi because of the nature ng taba, hindi siya makakapasok sa daanan ng absorption ng ating intestines. So kailangan muna siyang mag-pair up with the bile para ma-absorb, okay? So sa simula, you can have steatorrhea. Yung pagpupupo mo ay nandun yung mga matataba. Kasi hindi pa sanay, especially for you, your friend, na matagal nang hindi kumakain ng taba. So, hindi na talaga na-exercise yung kanyang atay to produce bile. But eventually, slowly, hindi kailangan sobrang dami because it's also discomfort din. Kasi yung taba, pwede siyang lumabas sa ano mo nang hindi ka nagfo-force. So, very messy, very uneasy na pwede lang lumalabas lang siya diyan because it's oil, 'di ba? So kahit pa gusto mo pigilan, pwede siyang lumabas. So that's why it's very uncomfortable. Pero eventually,
hindi naman siya long-lasting.
hindi naman long lasting. That's why you must really train yourself to eat a little of fats every day until masanay na yung liver mo na kailangan siyang continuously gumawa at mag-supply ng bile. And one thing that's really make it natural is that very natural talaga para sa atin na kumain ng taba. Because meron nga tayong gallbladder as reservoir of bile. Reservoir of bile for us to absorb the fats in our food. Kung hindi ganun ka-importante ang pagkain ng taba, bakit tayo magkakaroon ng reservoir ng bile for fat absorption? So, very natural talaga. Mas natural sa atin ang kumain ng taba kesa hindi kumain ng taba. Okay? Hello, Felix.
Mag-hello na lang ako sa kaibigan.
Sige, mag-hello ka. Sinong kaibigan mo?
Miss Natalie.
Miss Natalie, hello! At natanggap ko yung gift mo. Thank you so much. Excited na akong gumawa ng kung ano-ano dahil sa binigay mong hourglass na glass bottle. So, ano ang mga goitrogenic na veggies na included? So, usually cruciferous vegetables. Cabbage, pechay, cauliflower, broccoli, ganon. Mga goitrogens yan. Root crops. Sometimes it can also be goitrogens. Although, kung sobra-sobra yon, okay? Kung sobra-sobra rin yung kinakain. But before you even think about goitrogenic na vegetables, try to lower first your overall sugar and carb intake. Mas malaki pa rin yung kanilang factor. Okay? Because otherwise, if those vegetables lang, pero you're not increasing your carb intake, and then okay lang naman yung intake nyo of proteins and healthy fats,
carb intake?
ay increasing your protein intake. Okay? And then healthy fats. So, it might not have that goitrogenic effect. Ang mga high oxalate naman, yung pinakamadaling isipin, yung mga gulay na mapapait at yung mga matitigas. Like nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds. Kasi mga, ano yan mga precious part of the plant yan. Kasi yan yung mga binhi nila, yung mga baby nila for propagation na pinoprotektahan nila not to be eaten. So, oxalate is one of their parang defense mechanism. So, nuts and seeds, and cacao, coffee are seeds. Diba? Cacao is a seed, coffee bean is a seed. So, yung mga nuts, those are still part of seeds. So, those are also high in oxalates. Okay?
But how much can we eat those nuts?
Kasi gustong-gusto talaga ng nuts, no? Yung sinasabi ko, at least a handful. Okay? At least a handful. Yan. Pero a handful na closed fist. Hindi a handful na open fist. Kasi yung kapag humihingi ka, okay, bigyan mo ako ng a handful, konti pa, habang wala pang nalalaglag, okay pa. So, a handful. So, ganon.
How often ang handful?
As much as possible, I try to limit it to 3 to 5 times a week lang.
Okay na yan.
Okay na, no? Oo. Meron kang at least 2 days break or up to 4 days break. Ganon. Okay? So, yun lang. 3 to 5 times a week, a handful kung kakain ka on that day. Okay? So, sabi ni Maming, kung sino-sino makakabenepisyo sa low carb ay diabetic, hypertensive,
yung may tumors and cancers.
tumors and cancers, including na yung mga may PCOS, because PCOS actually is still related to insulin resistance. Okay? Part pa rin siya ng parang diabetes in the ovary. Para siyang ganun. Okay? And then, what else? Yung mga obese. Okay? Yung mga payat, pero may fatty liver. Yung merong mga anxiety. Merong mga depression. Yan. Ano pa?
May kaibigan din ako, another friend.
Daming kaibigan ni Maming,
Hindi
no?
naman sila,
Papamembro tayo sa friendship club ni Mother.
kasi takot siyang uminom ng kahit anong gamot.
Oo.
Pero hypertensive siya.
Oh,
So,
okay.
nung sinabi ng isang friend ni Miss Natalie sa best friend niya, si
Mm.
Helen, sinabi niya, you try. So, siya, medyo hesitant siya.
Oo.
But willing to try. Kasi iwas siya ng iwas ng gamot eh. Nag-try siya, sabi niya, from February 1 to 15, I will try to be low carb.
Oo.
Oh, so
This
sige,
year yan, February 1 to 15.
February 1 to 15.
Okay.
And on the 16, tiningnan niya, mababa ng niya,
Yung BP niya.
yung BP niya.
Wow.
Kaya she can talk as much as you do now.
Wow.
Kasi siya, avid fan.
Hello po.
Miss Helen.
Yeah, that's so nice. So, and that's not something na surprising. But we are always grateful. We are always happy every time we hear those kinds of testimonials. But it's no longer surprising because yun nga, it's just when you have tried so many things na and nothing worked, try to look at your food intake lang. Baka naparami lang talaga kayo ng sugar and carb intake, and hypertension actually might take a little while before ma-normalize. Blood sugar, isang araw, dalawang araw lang, pwede nang ma-normal agad eh.
Oo nga.
But hypertension, yung blood pressure might take a while. At huwag niyong madaliin din. At huwag kayong mag-give up agad-agad. Okay? And even if you have diabetes, if ever you've been diabetic for 10 years, 20 years, kahit pa sinasabi kong pwedeng mag-normal in 1 day or 2 days, but huwag niyo ring madaliin because insulin resistance talaga can be different when it's already long-term. Pwedeng it might take a year before it will normalize, but at least you can see na mas bababa na yung blood sugar ninyo even without medications as compared to those na 3, 4, 5 yung iniinom na gamot. So, a reminder lang sa mga hypertensive, initially, kapag nag-low carb sila, yun, bumabagsak yung kanilang BP. But sometimes, they have this tendency na in one month, in 2 months time, biglang nag-shoot up. Pero fluctuating, hindi na yung sustained na mataas. And it's just because of electrolyte imbalance. Okay? So make sure na the moment you do low carb, you don't do low salt, low sodium. Low carb, enough salt intake. At least 1 teaspoon a day. Mga ilang teaspoon na uubos mong salt in a day? Mga 1 lang din, no?
Oo.
Mga ganyan, no?
Parang ganyan
1
lang.
full teaspoon a day. That's already enough. And then kasi kapag nagsimula kayo ng low carb and low salt, kailangan nyo nang i-improve yung other na electrolytes niyo like potassium, magnesium, kasi the moment nga na parati kong sinasabi to, nababagsak yung sodium niyo sa katawan, it will have secondary effect on the other electrolytes in your body. Before we continue, I love you, Maming po, Aliw Cruz. Hello, Docky and Maming, si Kuya Gibo. Low carb real talk. And of course, Ma'am Lorena German. Maraming salamat po. Thank you po, Doc Grace and Mami. So, hello sa lahat. Yeah, actually, in simpler terms, I'd rather go for more meat, less veggies. I know, merong mga articles ngayon na meron pang isang study na Harvard na study na eating red meat daw ay lessening your red meat ay magle-less din yung incidence of death, mga ganyan, because of whatever. Pero,
Harvard yan,
oo, Harvard. However, the author, ilang beses na rin siyang na-debunk with many other advocates, especially ng low carb, na meron pala siyang personal na belief against red meat because of his religion.
Oh, yun.
Because his religion is mostly vegetarian. So, as much as we respect all religion, food is not about religion.
Correct.
It's about proper human nutrition. So, dun lang tayo. So, whenever we say low carb, we are not against any religious belief, but we are just promoting kung ano yung nakikita nating sustainable for human health. So, it's the right and proper human nutrition. Ganon. So, sabi ni Julie, dahil Julie rin ang pangalan mo, baka hindi mo alam, Ma'am Julie de Guzman Valerio, na Julie rin ang pangalan ni Mami. Thanks po, Doktora. Pareho kami ni Mami. Mahilig sa nuts. So, yun, mahilig sa nuts. And yung mga walang jowa, nagkaka-jowa after mag-low carb. No, ang dami naman. At yung merong mga may jowa na kapag naglo-low carb, nagpapakasal. At saka yung iba, yung kasal na, naglo-low carb, nagkakaanak. Oo.
Very
Tapos,
positive naman, no?
tapos kung ano, kung may anak ka na, nagkakapo ka na. So, marami yung mga progress na na mangyayari sa low carb. Ibang nagagawa ng low carb sa buhay.
Kanina, akala ko nagka-jowa. Nang nag-low carb, nagkaroon ng dagdag na jowa.
Nagdadag yung jowa, ikaw talaga, Mami.
very
Isang jowa lang.
jowa.
Dapat loyal tayo, Mami. Huwag
Tama,
tayong
tama.
ganyan. Okay? What about po total thyroidectomy? Mahirap po ba mag-low carb sa mga wala ng left and right thyroid? So, yung thyroid natin, kailangan yan for our metabolism. But, if your body is already on low metabolism because of post-thyroidectomy, yung wala ng thyroid, all the more, kailangan mo itong bigyan ng proper nutrients, proper nutrition. So, low carb still helps because in the first place, nagkaroon nga ng problem sa thyroid before because of, tawag natin doon, malnutrition. Kahit pa marami kang kinakain, but if it's all calories lang, carbs lang, but without proper micronutrients and macronutrient proportion, magkakaroon ito. Ang sa thyroid kasi natin is one of the most metabolically active organ. So, if you are not eating right, isa siya sa maapektuhan agad-agad. Just like our liver. Pero yung liver natin, very resilient. Unlike our thyroid. Yung liver natin, the moment you eat right, gagaling lang din siya. It's so nice. Pero yung thyroid, it might take a while. Although, meron ako nag-post, nakita ata last time nag-post, no? And if you are here, ano siya, nag-low carb siya before, tapos, yung mga problem ng usual na naka-low carb, na gumaling na, balik na ulit high carb. At nakita niyang tumubo yung kanyang goiter ulit. So, yun yung kanyang wake-up call na kailangan na siya mag-clean low carb and after just few weeks, kitang-kita na lumit agad. So, you can really see that. And what's important lang sa mga post-total thyroidectomy na patients is, inumin nyo lang yung inyong thyroid replacement hormone. So, ano ba yung mga thyroid? Levothyroxine. So, yon. And the moment you lose weight, kasi minsan, dumalaki sila kasi bumababa yung kanilang metabolism. So, yung binibigay sa kanilang levothyroxine hormone is a little high. But the moment you lose weight, you go back to your either endo or kung sino man nagbigay sa inyo ng doktor kasi baka kailangan i-adjust according to your new weight. Okay?
It's gonna be lifetime na? Yung para sa
Yes, because nire-replace lang niya kung ano yung function ng thyroid gland. Unless hindi talaga total thyroidectomy, yung near total lang na meron pang residual na thyroid gland na nagpo-function. Okay? So, yan. So, goitrogenic kapag total thyroidectomy na, so wala namang tutubuan na ng goiter, so hindi na bawal. But, again, emphasize more on healthier food choices. So, always stick to our safe list ng ating JGR Tan MD food list na makikita ninyo together with the books that we have sa jgrtanmd.com. And of course, if you wish to know more, meron tayong masterclass na available both in our Facebook pages. Sa ating Facebook, nandyan yung mga partners natin na you can enroll in Health and Wellness by Coach Alvin. And happy birthday to our beloved brother and momming's first baby boy. So, yung eldest namin, si Coach Alvin. Happy birthday. And of course, LCF Masterclass by yours truly, Engineer Andrew K. Page, and Masterclass by JGR Tan. Yon, you can enroll there para sa lifetime access in Facebook. But if not, if ayaw nyo sa Facebook, if you're watching in YouTube at hindi nyo gusto mag-Facebook, you can just log on to www.lcfmasterclass.org. So this one is 3 months monthly subscription sa ating website. And for more info, Low Carb Feasting and Fasting Community and Life Without Rice FB group, hello and thank you sa ating mga admins and moderators na forever nandyan nakasupport. And for more videos, make sure lang to subscribe sa ating YouTube channel at meron ding TikTok, Instagram, pero kahit saan na lang. Okay lang kung saan nyo lang gustong mag-follow sa ating pages for more. And hopefully you can follow also, make favorite yung the Fasting and Low Carb org na ating Facebook page where you can watch yung mga videos natin na nakahilera na for the International Low Carb Awareness Week 2023 starting this Friday. So this Friday, I think 5 p.m. mag-open. I will do an opening and then yung pangalawa, yung second, si Dr. Sean Baker na. And then series na yan on Saturday, Sunday until December 7. Okay? So, I think yun lang yung kailangan nating pag-usapan ngayon. At sabi nga ni Maming, kung sino-sino makaka-benefit sa low carb ay lahat. So, everyone, including herself na senior citizen na. Ilang taon ka na, Meng?
68.
68 and proud. Yan. Ulcerative colitis, we discussed this in autoimmune diseases and inflammatory diseases. Kasi ang ulcerative colitis is under siya sa inflammatory bowel disease. So, it can be one of those illnesses na very debilitating, very disturbing, sobrang nakaka-lead into poor quality of life, but can be alleviated with proper nutrition. Yung mga merong mga leaky gut, if narinig nyo na yun, those can be improved with low-carb nutrition. Okay? So, I think yan lang. Psoriasis, skin diseases, all the more. So, yung mga skin problems. Before, marami ka rin skin problems na yung parati ka nangangati.
Oo.
Diba?
Dati, oo.
Yung parang whole likod mo ay puro
Scratches.
Oo, scratch na. Kasi parating makate or something. And for the longest time, wala na, no?
Wala na. I don't even remember it.
You forgot about it na kung makikita. Tapos kapag nagkakamot ka before, you cannot control. Yung talaga, it's all scratch na, pulang-pula na, sobra. But now, wala na. Okay? So, I think yan lang. Maraming salamat, everyone. Si Ninang Monet Florendo. Hello, Mami. Yan. Older lang ng 1 year ang mami mo sa akin, Doc, sabi ni Jeff Cookman. So 1954 siya.
Oo.
Ay, 1956. Older pala, ikaw ang older.
Yes,
So,
yes,
1956 siya, ikaw ay
55.
1955. This is Elnora. Hello, Ma'am Elnora. Ginamit siguro niya yung account na kanyang asawa. Hello! So, I think yan lang. On low carb po ako, Doc. 5 months now. I've lost 4 kilo with high protein in my diet. Di po ba magkaka-kidney stone kung increase ko salt intake? It's not the salt that will lead into kidney stones. Yung pinaka-common na kidney stones, again, calcium oxalate. Okay? So, ang next would be yung iba-iba, mga urate crystals, at yun. So, sodium, salt is really not the problem. Kailangan natin yung salt. Mas maraming problema yung nakikita kapag chronically low salt intake than higher salt intake given na kayo ay naka-low inflammatory diet. But high salt, high carb, yun yung mga deadliest combination. High fat, high carb, deadly combination pa din. So, wag i-blame ang fats, wag i-blame ang salt, pero dapat naka-low carb. Okay? Thank you so much. Merong tanong si Beth. Pakisagot daw po, please. Hanapin muna natin yung tanong ni Beth bago tayo mag-end. So, Beth, paano po mag-low carb ang buntis? 2 years na pong low carb, Doc, pero nawala ang gana ko sa eggs and meat nang nagbubuntis. Yun, that's also my problem during first trimester. And you don't need to eat so much naman pala talaga when it comes to pagbubuntis. Yung my food intake nung first try and second try ay parang mas maliit pa kaysa sa yung hindi ako buntis. Ngayon lang ako, bumalik yung gana ko nung third try na. Kasi bumagsak na yung tiyan, so nagka-space na sa stomach, kaya mas nakaka-accommodate na. And yes, I agree, nawala din yung gana ko sa meat and eggs. Kaya doon lang ako na time na kumakain ako ng shirataki rice. Kasi yun lang yung parang nakakawala ng umay, mas matotolerate ko yung meat. So, yung sa akin, hindi ko pino-force yung sarili kong kumain. So, kung kakain ako, so kung konti lang. Kasi walang gana, or else masusuka ka. Never akong nasuka. Nasumuka lang ako one time yung sobrang daming biniling oyster ni Tamarj sa Bacolod. Yun lang. But it's not because of other food. Binigyan ako ng isa. Ilang 2 kilo ata yun. Ako lang isa nag-ubos. But don't force it, okay? Sabi nila your body is being choosy, especially in the morning, because nung unang panahon, food is actually not very available early morning. Yung mga available lang nun is yung mga gulay-gulay at yung mga kung ano-ano lang dyan na might not be the best for your baby. The best would still be protein. So I still prioritize proteins and healthy fats, meat, eggs. Pero I try to look for means and ways kung paano ko siya mas matotolerate yung kain ko ng ganon. I think the easiest would be yung mga basic lang, salt and pepper, or nilalagay ng sabaw. Yun, yung mga lagyan ng konting pechay, yung mga tinola, yun, low carb na arroz caldo or low carb goto. So yun, mas tolerate ko sila na nakakain. Okay? But don't worry so much about it. Okay? You just listen to your body. No need to fast. Huwag pwersahin mag-fasting. Pero hindi nyo rin kailangan pwersahin yung sarili mong kumain talaga. Your baby is still very, very small. Ganyan pa lang yan. So, hindi niya kailangan kumain ng extra 1 kilo. It's not true na you are going to eat for 2. Kasi kung for 2, like for example, a normal 50 kilogram na female, yung normal calorie intake mo dapat is 1.5 kilocalories a day. Kapag nabuntis ka, you can just add during sa first trimester around 200 calories lang. And then second trimester, 300 to 400 calories. And on the third trimester, extra 400 to 500 calories lang. So it's not really double. Hindi talaga siya yung double your food intake. Excuse lang yon ng iba. And if you're already overweight when you get pregnant, all the more, hindi mo kailangang magkaroon ng sobra-sobrang weight gain. So, mas limited ang weight gain kung malaki ka na when you got pregnant as compared to if payat ka when you get pregnant, then you might need to gain more weight. Okay? Yan. Okay. I think okay na. Yearly flu vaccine, okay lang po ba? Kahit naka-low carb for 6 months? Yes, of course. Iba naman yon. But make sure lang that it's the good kind of vaccine. Yung yung subok na, hindi yung mga makabagong vaccine lang. Okay? So maraming salamat po. If you wish to know more, meron naman tayong mga Facebook groups where you can ask your questions and our moderators and admins ay makakatulong to help us. So maraming salamat everyone sa mga admins natin. Si Kuya Oli, si Chlo, Mami Rosette, no? Kuya Gibo, parte ng admins natin yan. Okay, Sir Paul, si Earl, of course, all the way from Ireland, Sir Alan Cura, before Doc Iggy Agbayani was also part of our, before, admins and moderators. Okay? And sino pa ba? Marami nang tumutulong dyan. So, thank you so much, guys. Until next time, hopefully, magkakaroon tayo ng exclusive group before soon, kapag naka-time na tayo, for us to chika more on many things and many other concerns that you have na hindi natin masagot ngayon. So, thank you so much, everyone. Good night. Bye-bye. Thank you. Till next time.